Awfully long practice today. Now, I mean, just what did you guys go through, and how important was it for you to get another one of these really big sessions in?
Yeah, we had a heavy day of scrimmaging, station work. This was probably kind of the final day of camp for me. That's how I look at it. The next 2 days will be pretty light as we prepare for Portland. So, yeah, good day coming off yesterday's off day, and the guys really put in good effort.
What did you see in that scrimmage today that you liked? And I know we've been talking a lot about lineups and combinations, but are you starting to get an idea of what you want to do for Wednesday if this was that last scrimmage that you're going to get?
Yeah, I liked seeing Steph Curry scrimmage and being healthy, and that was the main reason that we scrimmaged for as long as we did since Steph's missed Saturday's game or Friday's game. So we got a good run. He got a good run, and I have a sense of what I'm going to do, but this is the most difficult decision making I've ever had since I've been here in terms of who's playing off the bench, because like I've been saying to you guys, I'm comfortable playing every single guy in the rotation, and I can't do that. So I'm excited, but I'm also not going to feel great on Wednesday when I leave a couple guys out.
When do you expect to have some of those conversations and make those difficult decisions?
Next couple days.
And Steph obviously he practiced today in full and is on track to play Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep.
6 games worth of preseason tape now, right?
Sorry?
6 games worth
yeah.
worth of tape. What's jumped out when you're reviewing the film? I know there's a film session today, right? What stuck out? What do you like that you've seen? What do you still want to see?
The last few games we ran the floor a lot harder, which is a point of emphasis. I wasn't thrilled the first few games. A lot of standing around on change of possession. We're getting out and running faster and more quickly now, which is great. I'm struck by the fact that the quality of play never waned. Didn't matter who I put out there, including the non-guaranteed, camp invites, our two-way guys, our Santa Cruz guys. The quality of the roster, top to bottom, is really, really fantastic. And I give a lot of credit to Mike Dunleavy and his staff. And Seth Cooper, our development coach, he and his staff the last couple of years, they've put in so much work, and it really is showing in not only in our young players, but in the quality that they provide our practices, which elevates the whole team.
I remember after the game in Hawaii, you said you felt like an identity was starting to form with this team. Has that continued throughout the course of this camp? Do you like the identity of this group with where they're at right now?
I do, but we're not there yet. We've got to be much sounder defensively. We've got to continue to work on coverages on certain actions that we're going to see consistently. And we've got to continue to learn some of the new offensive things that we're putting in. We're running some very different things, that Portland ran with Terry, and they've been really effective for us. But we need to start to build out and learn the nuances of those things too.
In terms of actions that you guys want to, is there anything that's jumped out? Actions that you guys have struggled covering, or that you feel like you need to cover better so far?
You mean at either end, or
defensively?
Defensively,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've made some mistakes with point switches, letting people get behind us. Lakers ran some good actions the other night, and we read them wrong, but that's those are things that you go over in camp and tighten up. So we're working on them, and we're looking at tape, and it's so early in the game that I'm really confident we'll get a lot better with them.
Knox, Rowe, and Hinson, how would you evaluate their camps, and do you know if they're staying in the organization with G League?
I really like all three guys. Jackson Rowe we're very familiar with since he played with Santa Cruz last year. Good player, very active, good shooter. He'll be in Santa Cruz again, which we're excited about. Blake Wesley is big, strong athlete, can shoot it, fearless. So we're excited to keep him in the program, assuming he ends up in Santa Cruz, which I believe will be the case. And then with Kevin, I think Kevin belongs in the NBA. He's a really good player, and obviously has been in the league, for a while. But he's got a chance to get back in, and I think he can play and really build a career. He's got to decide what he wants to do from here after we waived him. So if it doesn't work out elsewhere, we'd love to have him back in Santa Cruz, but that's going to be his decision.
And the deadline for Kuminga and Moody to reach extensions is tomorrow. As both their coach and someone who has at least some degree of input on personnel, does that ever put you in a tough spot, just maybe a conflict of interest, getting pulled in different directions? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm part of the decision-making process, but ultimately it's not my job, which I'm thankful for. It's a really hard job to negotiate those contracts and talk to agents, and trust me, I got enough work on my plate. So I trust Mike and his group, and then I talk to my players, because those are the guys who I'm coaching and leading and helping. And so I really I would love if both guys signed extensions, but I also understand they have to weigh the pros and cons. But I'd love to have them here long term, because they're both J.K. and Moses are great to coach, and they're getting better and better all the time. And they're, for me as a coach, when I see our players sign contracts that are life-changing, it's really gratifying. That's a big part of the job, is to help these guys become, the best players they can be, and to be able to take care of their families. So I hope we get them both done. We'll see how it turns out.
Have they sought your advice with this particular contract situation?
I've talked to both of them about what it's like as a player to be in this spot. So unfortunately, nobody offered me an extension. Raymond's got a joke here somewhere, but I know what it's like to be worried about contract. I've played on minimum contracts, non-guaranteed, trying to make the team. I've done that, and I've been in other situations where I had more leverage, and every circumstance is unique. But as a former player, I like to share my thoughts with them and offer any advice if they need any.
What's up, Reese?
How you doing?
Doing all right, man. So what's it been like your first, 3-4 weeks as a member of an NBA team?
It's been exciting. It's a different environment from college. The talent level, is increased majorly. So, just competing against these guys every day, I think it's just, better myself. And, I'm just grateful for this experience. I'm learning a lot. We got a veteran group here, and younger guys. So just getting the, hearing different stuff from different people, for certain situations has been very helpful. Everybody's just very encouragement, great energy here. So it's been, a good start to the season, I feel like, for me.
When you're not necessarily a fan, but when you're not part of a team, you can sometimes form opinions about what somebody's like. Has anybody been more or less than what you thought they were going to be? Different? What are your opinions of the guys you're playing with?
I don't know. I didn't have much opinions about, the guys coming in. I watch basketball, but, just from a player perspective, so I kind of try to, see it that way. But I don't know. I didn't know Buddy Hield coming in, but, he brings a lot of energy, every day. Just exciting, great vibes, just great energy. I feel like that, really helps the team out. Some mornings are rough, but he comes in, excited, just ready to go. And I feel like, he's a great part of the team here and, a great addition.
Are there one or two things that have happened so far, whether in practice or wherever, that you thought, okay, this is something that I need to kind of put in the back of my mind and keep there?
I don't know. Maybe not yet. A lot of things didn't happen. That I kind of seen like this isn't college anymore. stuff like that. So it's a lot of little things that, I could see just like, okay, this not going to work. This is going to work. So just trying to, like you said, kind of put that in the back of my mind and just remember them going forward.
What's up, Reese?
What's
how,
up?
how would you describe what it's been like playing for Steve the last 3 weeks, being in his practices and whatnot, and just what it's like playing for him overall?
Yeah, he's a great coach. He brings a lot of energy. I feel like he really believes in his guys, and he wants everybody to succeed. So he reminds me a lot of my coach at UVA, Tony Bennett. Just kind of like the energy they bring to practice. Just very encouraging, and then just like the attention to detail. So, I see some similarities between the two, and I like that about them. I didn't know that coming in, but now seeing him at practice and getting to talk to him, meet him a little more, I could see he's going to be a great coach, and he's excited for the season, which I like.
Yeah, as it pertains to stuff on the court, just conceptually or with different actions or different things required to play, what have you picked up on or learned so far just in your time with Golden State?
I'll just say just have intent with everything that you do. Great energy. You playing your hardest. Things happen, but if you playing your hardest, that's all you can do. So just continue to try to be in the right positions, follow the kind of like our principles that we have, and kind of just go from there. At the end of the day, it's basketball, but we stick to what we do. We live with the results.
The word vibes keeps coming up. It's like how would you describe that positivity here? What are you feeling?
It's just everybody's like happy to be around each other. I feel like everybody gets along. Some teams don't have that. But I feel like we have a good group, and I feel like, part of it is, buying into what we're doing. I feel like we have a chance to, do something special this year, and, if everybody's not on board, it doesn't work. So I feel like, everybody's in the right headspace, have the right mindset going to the season, because I feel like, we kind of feel the energies picking up the, just how we did in preseason. We did, undefeated. I know it's preseason, but, I feel like we played very well. It's always room to improve, but, I feel like that was a good start, and I feel like that energy is just going into the season is, just building off that preseason, wins and stuff.
You're from Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Did you know about Milwaukee Loon before you came here?
Milwaukee Loon?
Milwaukee Loon, Looney.
Oh,
yeah.
Looney, yeah, of course. He was probably one of the biggest names to come out of Milwaukee. From I was younger when he was, growing up in, high school and stuff. So, his name was everywhere. Went to a couple of his games, seen him play. But yeah, I did know about him. He was a big time player out of Milwaukee. So, yeah.
Who were some of the players that you admired as you were growing up?
I would say, Kyrie was one of my, just favorite players growing up. Just the way he plays. I was a point guard. He's a point guard, so kind of trying to learn stuff. I wouldn't say my game is like his, but, just enjoy watching him play. And then, my brother, he played basketball, so I looked up to him. We had little similarities in his game, so that was kind of easier to, kind of model my game and steal stuff from him.
I just tried to review the open practice, the song that
Yeah.
you sang. How did you decide on that, and what grade would you give yourself?
That was a lot of back and forth. I had about 4 or 5 songs that I had in mind, but I don't know. My mom was like, I think you should do that one, so I kind of just went with it. She said I did. She thought I did better than what she expected, so that was good. She thought I wasn't gonna do that good, but I don't know. I give it like an 8. I kind of stayed in one spot. Everybody else kind of moved around, kind of got the crowd involved, but I had to focus in on the words and make sure I was singing on point. So I stayed in one spot, but no, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. I like singing. Not in front of the crowd like that, but like by myself. So. But that was fun. I really enjoyed that.
You really had the gusto. That was brave. Was your mom here to see that?
Yeah, my mom was here. She was here for about a week, and we talked about it beforehand because I knew I had to do it. So, game plan some songs. One night we were just listening to a bunch of songs through the playlist. We was like, we'll keep this one, or this one doesn't work, and we just came to that decision.
You mentioned Coach Bennett earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What was your reaction when he decided to retire? Because he's still, like 55.
Yeah, I was honestly shocked, just because I know him as a person, and just for it to happen that quick, it was kind of, I know how much he loves the game, loves the team, so the timing was a little shocking, but I feel like he's doing what's best for himself, like mentally wise, and then just for the team. He wants the team to be in the best position. So I feel like if he's not all the way there mentally, he's kind of hurting the team. So, I feel like the coaching staff that he has now can do a great job with them as well. So I think he's gonna, still be a part of the program, still help out around. But yeah, I think he kind of said it. I think his press conference, like his time was up, and I fully agree. When your time's up, your time's up.
Did you get to connect with Tony at all and talk to him about his decision?
Not too much. I just sent him a text, saying that, it was an honor to, for you to be my coach and stuff like that. But haven't really talked to him. I know he's going through a lot right now, getting different calls. Just different emotions right now that he's going through. So, down the line, I'll probably, give him a call when things settle down. But, right now, I just probably want him to have his space for a little while just to, until things are kind of settled down a little bit. Cool. Is that it? Thank you. Yep.